Vietta's such a key part of this team's success when they played Virginia. Finally lights it up. It's a one-goal game with 40 seconds left in the half.
Vietta is a guy who plays big in the big games. 93, when Syracuse won the national title, he had 5 goals in 2 playoff games. This year, he had 3 in the semifinals, and now he's got 1. He's one of the key guys. Poor defense. Exactly. Poor defense by Maryland here. You got to get back to the hole. You got to get open. Credit Beardsley with a nice long pass there. Maryland not hustling back to the hole. Look at Kip Fultz. He's got to be inside playing defense. Vietta finishes from point-blank range.
Tubby Price facing off for Syracuse. Offsides on Maryland. You can't come out of that offensive zone until there's possession. Long sticks are in there for Syracuse. Chad Smith finally gives it up. 30 seconds left, plenty of time for a shot. They could tie this one up. Maryland worked so hard to get the lead. Syracuse can erase that with 1 goal here. Right now, Maryland leads by 1. Closing moments in the first half. Oh, a shot that looked like it was stoppable. Tremendous accuracy by Liccamelli, the new superstar for Syracuse.
Liccamelli continues his hot streak, and the Syracuse fans are loving it. Here's a guy who was cut from the Syracuse team as a freshman. Fought back. Watch the goaltender. He dips his stick. He drops it down low. Liccamelli doesn't have much angle there. You can see Doherty guessing low. He was thinking bounce shot, and Liccamelli just put it over his shoulder. This kid is playing with a lot of confidence, Liccamelli. It seems like everything he throws towards the cage is going in.
Game tied at 4. Seconds winding down. Don't know if they'll have a chance to even shoot again. Tubby Price picks it up. They'll get 1 more shot. Here comes Syracuse. Sullivan, far side, back to Sullivan. He's got it. 3 seconds left in the half, and Syracuse nails it for the first 1-goal lead. In the last 10 minutes, 3 straight goals for the Orangemen.
2 goals in 13 seconds. They'll take this into the halftime. We got 3 seconds left. Watch Sullivan. He gives the ball up early. He doesn't draw the man, gives it up early, cabs it right back to Sullivan. Slow slide by Elfstrom, number 22 from Maryland, gives Sullivan that shot. Watch this shot again. Here's Sullivan, time and room, down low. They've had some success against Doherty recently.
You talk about explosion on offense. Maryland had a 2-goal lead with 44 seconds left, and Syracuse goes into the half with a lead.
All the momentum, 3 goals in 41 seconds.
Crowd loves the action. It's a 1-goal game. Syracuse 5-4, they lead. Maryland had gotten the 2-goal lead after patiently taking their time. This game is as close as we expected. Teams going to the locker rooms. We have a great halftime for you when we come back to College Park. He is capable of taking over a game. Dickie Dell, first final for him ever.
Maryland was playing a tremendous second quarter. So lightning struck here. Syracuse 3 goals in the last 41 seconds. They had been shut out for the previous 20 minutes.
And historically, Quint, that's what Syracuse will do to you. If you give them a little inch in the middle of the field, they'll start running and really make you pay for it. Brothers, who has won 6 out of 10 faceoffs, gets this one. Dragged by 3 players. He comes up with it. And Choma will settle down. Beardsley on him.
Brothers, a real tough kid, weaving in and out of traffic right there.
Great ball. He started on the faceoff wing on the offensive end. Long stick, number 1 defender.
Both teams are doing that. Chad Smith for Syracuse is stepping up to play on the wing, as is Radabov for Maryland.
Neal and double team is in trouble. Here comes Brothers. A little bit of a seam. Gives it off, looking back door. Up top. Goal! Matt Hahn's the first player to get 2 goals, and what a great finisher he is, the freshman.
34 goals on the season. This play started right here with a flip. Nealon getting through the double team. Watch Jonathan Brothers come in now. He could shoot this, he could shoot it, but he's unselfish. He moves it behind the net. Syracuse allowing Maryland to pass the ball around the perimeter. Hillgartner finding Hahn inside. Credit Nealon dealing with the pressure, and credit Brothers with some fine, unselfish play. It ends up in Hahn's stick. He has been money in the bank for Maryland.
Game tied at 5 in the first 40 seconds of the second half. You know, Quentin Hahn is very uncannily perfect at being in the right place at the right time. He really knows how to position himself.
He waits for the play to develop. He knows his role is strictly a finisher. Rarely he doesn't get caught away from that crease, so he's always in position to finish.
Nemi being double teamed by Syracuse, and Syracuse comes up with it. Morrissey being ragged by Nemi. Morrissey all the way across. Cavalvik could have finished it, but he couldn't pull it down. A little bit high. You get credit to Nemi there. Nemi kept working Morrissey, The feed was high.
Morrissey has not been sharp for Syracuse. Powell has not been sharp. It's really been a midfield game for Syracuse.
Kip Fulks gets it out there against Whittick. Not a bad matchup for Kip Fulks. Let's see if they give him some room. He wants it. Whittick rides him out.
Whittick's tough. He plays excellent defense with that short stick. He's one of the outstanding athletes. Only 5'10", 177 pounds. But he plays some tough D.
Kneeling against Fietta. Tried to get it back to his teammate, Andrea. The Andrea couldn't pick it in. Look how fast Whittick and Syracuse bring it down to the other end. Powell was covered closely by Radeball. Powell says, give it to somebody else.
Fatigue will be a factor in the fourth quarter. These teams played on Saturday. They only have 1 day's rest.
Syracuse moving in front and just missed the 6x6. Working defensively on D'Andrea, and then Syracuse backs it up beautifully.
D'Andrea's brother, Rocco's a goaltender for North Carolina. He's a guy you want to take to the net. Doesn't have very good speed, actually. Had a knee injury in high school.
Great backup by the long sticks, and they keep possession. Beardsley comes across. Loves this end of the field. Right in front is Casey Powell. A little bit low, he picks it up. Trouble. Shot. And a big block by the defense. Cozy couldn't get it. Here comes Maryland. McGuire all the way with Chomo in front. Down home. Goal.
Hahn from Chomo.
Hat trick for Hahn. And the freshman finisher puts Maryland up by 1 again.
Watch the replay, one end for the other. LaChapelle, number 6 for Maryland with the steal. They get the ball up the field quickly. Nice look right there by Pat McGuire, finding Chomo down low. Watch the fake right there. You can see it caught Rozier off balance, fell for the fake. Here's the tail end. Hahn with the fake, finishes near side. That play started with Pat McGuire. Syracuse gambling in the middle of the field, leaving themselves less down a man on the defensive end, and Hahn capitalizes.
Gambling instincts of Syracuse sometimes can burn them. And Maryland not hesitating when they get in transition to know that they have a man advantage going right to the cooker. Settled down. Casey Powell finally gets a matchup he might like a little more. Nemi now on Powell. Ball goes right through the Syracuse offense. Morrissey backs up, far side to Fietta. Fietta's so dangerous in the open field. Maryland puts Radeball against him. So Radeball sliding over Fietta when he's on the field, at this point at least. So Radeball off of Casey Powell. Casey Powell thinks he likes this matchup. Powell came in, got a good shot. Graham Nemi was on him. Let's see if they balance back. Now they do.
They switch up. Graham Nemi's really a long stick defensive specialist. He plays midfielders. That time Powell did a nice job penetrating. Missed the net. Again, when you're shooting against a superior goalie like Doherty, you tend to aim for the pipe, aim for 1 inch or 2 instead of just shooting for the bulk of the net.
Superstar. Licamelli took that one. Licamelli, a newfound superstar. And that was right into the stick of Doherty. You've really got to test Doherty better than that. The field drying out, sun coming out. This game will get faster as the field gets harder. Syracuse again making it very tough for Maryland to clear. Maryland has to be patient clearing because Syracuse is being very effective at just double teaming and getting the ball back. Fietta again inside. Powell can't get it. He goes high with the shot.
Roy Colsey has not been on the field yet in the second half. Number 3 for Syracuse. After the semifinal game, he suffered some dehydration. He took IV fluids after that game. He has not played yet in the second half.
Syracuse gets a goal. That one will count. Game tied at 6.
Cavalvik for Syracuse. So quick and so smooth around the cage. Scores his second goal of the game. Watch the replay. Here he is, being covered by Elfstrom. They both went to high school at Yorktown. Elfstrom loses his footing. Cavalvik finishes down low between the legs of Doherty. They played with each other 2 years at Yorktown. They won a high school state championship up in New York. Kavovit gets the best of him there, and he gets the bragging rights. Watch the reaction. Coach Adele, he's got to be frustrated in his defense that time. Elston fell down, and the slide was too late.
2 goals for Kavovit. He scored 5 minutes into the first quarter. For Syracuse, the first score then. He scores 5 minutes into the third quarter. First score for Syracuse in the second half. Tying it at 1 in the beginning of the game. Tying it 6 here. Oh, Casey Powell redirects. Beautiful job. Now showtime for him. Showing his little post-goal dance. Syracuse scores 2 goals in fast succession. They lead by 1.
The complete package. Casey Powell, Carthage, New York. The outstanding high school player in all of lacrosse last year. Watch the replay. This is Morrissey feeding Powell. Watch the quick hands. Doesn't waste much time. Doesn't fake. Shoots it right away. This play started with Fotopoulos from Syracuse throwing that check, and there's Morrissey scooping it up. Here's the tail end again. See the quickness on that release?
Didn't waste any time. He had to pull it, go 180 degrees with it. Very, very hard to do. Made it look easy. 2 goals scored within 15 seconds for Syracuse. Now they're back on top, 7-6. Syracuse again controlling the face-offs. So they're using different people. Long sticks helping out. Toby Rice.
Nice ground ball by Ryan Cummings. The transfer from Johns Hopkins. He was covered, managed to get the ball in his stick and hold on to it. Impressive.
Trouble there for Price. Toby Price was double teamed. Throws the ball out of bounds. Maryland really on top of him. Udell giving some instructions to Graham Nemi.
Coach Simmons with his assistant John Desco in the back right there with a white shirt on.
3 face-offs in a row for Syracuse. Maryland needs to get effective clearing here so they can get some possession time. They're down by 1. Easy clear for Maryland as they take it up. Bill Rule, double team. Watch out, here comes Nealon. Big save. Ball kept alive, but Hahn steps in the crease.
Nealon gained an advantage right there. Off to the sideline. Whittick, 45 for Syracuse, slipped.
Rozier was big. Hutch out. Oh my gosh, Doherty comes out on the live. This is a replay shot right now. Meanwhile, I was watching the live play, and what you missed was a sensational save by Doherty. It was 1-on-1. But big play that you saw in the replay was Rozier making a huge save.
Syracuse is starting to challenge every inch of real estate on this field.
And that's
their style, exactly. They're going to get out, they're going to play it, and if you can't handle that pressure, you're going to turn it over. We've seen Maryland now turn it over in a couple possessions. When it doesn't work, however, Maryland's going to get their fast breaks, and whether they capitalize or not, that's the key to this game.
Got to get good shots, and of course, Rozier coming up huge with Nealon's last shot. Nealon had to take that. It was a well-timed shooting opportunity. 1-goal lead, under 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Syracuse and their defense, Chad Smith coming down, almost took a shot. Now they move it around. Marcy against LaChapelle. Still haven't seen. There's Roy Colsey now on the crease. Colsey number 3 working inside. Now he comes out. Isolation. Maryland's defender there. Bonani. Short stick defender.
Syracuse showed unusual patience in the late stages of their semifinal game.
Sullivan inside, feeds, and a goal by Kavovit. Sullivan very patient, and the cut by Kavovit well-timed. 8-6.
Kavovit hat trick, 3 goals. Watch him time it. Watch the timing here. Watch him come off the pick in the middle of the field, and then watch the accuracy on this shot. There's no way Doherty's going to make this save. There comes off the pick. Look at the accuracy. LaChapelle, number 6 for Maryland, tried to help out. And the ball right in the corner. Nothing the goaltender's going to do there. He's moving one way, and the shot goes the other. Kavovit stepping up in the championship game.
And he's doing it from a lot of different ways. He comes across the crease. He comes from behind, showing a lot of versatility. 2-goal lead now. Back and forth action for Syracuse and Maryland. Maryland opens up the half by scoring 2 goals, and then 3 straight for Syracuse. Makes it an 8-6 game. Penalty.
Cummings is going to be whistled for a holding violation. That's Coach Desko, the defensive coordinator for Syracuse. The heir apparent when Roy Simmons decides to hang it up. Take a look at Cummings. He's not happy about it in the penalty box.
They've had a great combination going, John Desko and Simmons.
Watch number 7 now. Watch the one-handed check right there. It's either a slash or a hold. See what they call. And you can see Desko and Cummings upset.
Maryland will have their third opportunity in an extra man. They are 1 for 2 coming into this chance. It's a minute penalty. And a minute. Plenty of time to get a good shot. Right side now out at Bird Stadium. Shot goes past Kip Fulks, rather the feed. On the line by LaChapelle. Offsides. They'll give it back to Syracuse. Yes? No. Offsides on Syracuse. Defender and attackman really towing the line. The call goes against Kavovit. Maryland resets. A little bit of a 3-3. They're all out in front of the goal. Everybody can get a shot on the goalie, Rozier.
12 and 13. Fulks and Bolin are the shooters from the outside.
There's a rocket. Rozier gets a piece of it and goes behind.
Bolin can shoot. That's his job. He's a specialist. That's all they bring him on the field for. He scored the first goal of this game.
15 seconds left from the penalty. See if they can get one more shot. Chomo from behind looks away, cross side, and look away feed, and that'll eat up the penalty entirely. Maryland still may get possession.
Beardsley with a nice check inside against Whipple. He really let him have it with his stick.
All even now, but Fulks has a little bit of an open field here. Chomo looks in front. He's got somebody up top. Bolin's going to go off the field, so they'll bring a fresh player on. Getting the extra man player off. Fulks one-on-one with Whittick.
Nice job defensively. Syracuse killing that penalty.
Double team because of the substitution for Maryland. Fulks got speed. Can't get around Schmid. Schmid just chased him down. Here comes Beardsley. A little bit of a break. Kavovit, though, can't collect it. Maryland goes the other way. Really tried to thread the needle on that pass. Check. Going down of bounds. Whipple picks it up. He didn't go out. Trouble now. Syracuse Schmid fell down. Whipple, a little bit of space.
Good time to settle for Maryland. Get the right matchups.
Well, that was the kind of situation where Syracuse usually gets a shot, but Maryland, good aggressive stick checks. Ball back. DeAndrea. Against Whittick to Schwartz. Let's see that matchup. Fietta's got Nealon. Nealon's a very, very smart player. Nealon will not take a shot unless he has it. He's got great vision to give it up. He gives it up. Oh, behind the back to an open net. DeAndrea had another easy shot because Rozier came out of the goal and he just misses the 36 square feet.
Not the play you want from that position in a game of this magnitude. He had time. You've got to be patient inside. Make the right play. That's going to cost Maryland. Nealon, great play to find him in there. You've got to capitalize.
Picked up in midair. Fake and a shot. And Rozier comes up huge on Chomo. Rozier looking like Doherty. The best against the best. That was the save of the game for Rozier. Huge, keeping it an 8-6 game in favor of Syracuse. 5 minutes left in the third. 2 chances. One of them open net, they just missed a shot. And this one where they steal it. Shots now in favor, of course, Syracuse.
Quality shots. Those are 2 real quality shots. Later on in this game, they'll probably look to those plays. They could be deciding plays.
Now comes in off the sideline, picks up the ball. Now he's got Nealon against him. He's got room. Watch out! Big save by Doherty. Both goalies playing sensational ball. Each goalie making unbelievable saves to keep their team in it. Colsey, you know he's going to explode sooner or later. Indy can't stay with him, and that ball goes wide.
Casey Powell on that last play with a gorgeous split dodge. Just blowing by Nealon, and Doherty was up to the task with a kick save. 2 kick saves in a row by both these goalies. They're hot.
And Maryland with a couple opportunities that we talked about them regretting that they don't get them. You don't get them very often.
No, not a quality chance like that.
Syracuse controls behind. Doug Jackson has it. Doherty with 18 saves currently, so he is really being challenged by Syracuse. He'll end up with 20 plus if he wins or loses. Nealon checks from behind, tackled by Syracuse player Jackson. And a penalty now. It'll be a delayed call. Maryland might get a free shot. Can they keep the ball going? LaChapelle with a great fake. got to keep it going. If they drop it, they'll lose their chance, and they do lose it with that bad pass.
Going to be a foul against Jackson for Syracuse. Jackson's mother works at Syracuse University. He was a former ball boy during the early 80s. Coach Adele on the sideline. Look at the extra man opportunities. Maryland 1 for 3. Last time they had an extra man, they didn't even get a quality shot. Syracuse 1 for 4 on their extra man.
And Syracuse early in the game, a 2-minute penalty, they got no goals on. So both defenses really establishing themselves. Just puts a little bit of extra pressure on every goal. Syracuse usually playing in the teens, high teens. This game will be in the low teens if it gets there. They start in the 1-3-2, moving around, 2-3-1 from the top. Now it looks like a 1-4-1. They've got 4 guys in the middle. They can't find Hahn. Good stick checks, took it away. Spread it out again. 2 guys up top, 3 in the middle, 1 behind. Como sneaking. Como trying to work it into a tight space, Q. He didn't have much of anything. He just tried to cram it in there.
Syracuse doing a nice job here. Very aggressive for a man-down defense. They'll come out and play you. They've done a good job. Fotopoulos, Beardsley, Smith, Schmid, and Fietta. Give him a lot of credit.
Team's all even. Here comes Smith. He's coming right down the field. He wants the ball back. Schmid wants it. Schmid is staying there. Top shot. And it goes wide by Fietta, but backed up by Kavovich.
Fietta had him beat on that shot. Doherty not getting there with his stick. Take a look at Mark Fietta. He's one of the keys to the Syracuse team, especially if Colsey is not at full strength. And it appears as if Roy Colsey is not going to play as much here in the second half.
Dehydration problem more serious than they thought. Possibly. We don't have the official word on that. Roy Colsey is, by most people's account, the best midfield position. He earns first-team All-American this year. We just got the announcement at halftime. Players on the field right now, also first-team All-Americans, the new listing. Rick Beardsley for Syracuse and Radeball for Maryland.
And their goaltender, Brian Doherty, voted first-team All-American.
Well-deserved. Kavovich backs it up. Syracuse keeps it alive. They have a 2-goal lead. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Lee Felsmo, quick Kessick. Crispy leaves on the sideline, and we are getting close to the fourth quarter with Syracuse playing very patiently when they have to, and they're running when they need to.
Yeah, the key here when they control the ball on offense, it rests their defense, giving Beardsley, Smith, and Schmid and Fotopoulos the ability to have more reserves. They can get out and play more aggressive defensively.
Big check by Maryland. Ball still loose, and they can't get it. Great save by Doherty. Maryland almost killed themselves with keeping the ball alive, but Doherty comes up and saves them again. They've had trouble clearing all day, and they continue to have trouble. Ball loose. The great hitting, aggressive play of Maryland pays dividends. In front, Maryland trying to control it. Can't do it. Had a good chance for Bordy, but Bordy couldn't collect it.